Hey all, Hipper here, and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Sea of Conquest. And of course this video here is a little preview on Season 4, at least what has been made public by now here in the late part of March. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel and of course comment on the video. I read all comments. So like I said, there's not going to be anything new here, so if you follow this game on Facebook and Discord, there's not going to be any new information, but this is just going to be my thoughts on how I'm going to approach upcoming Season 3 for me, first of all, but also Season 4, because you really have to look forward in this game here to plan your purchases and plan which build you want to go for and which heroes you want to get. So if you're not familiar with seasons, then it basically means that every 2-3 months a new season is added to Sea of Conquest that has new content and a lot of new stuff to do. But before we get into Season 4, I just want to stop quickly past Season 3 first, because if you haven't started Season 3, it's quite important that you think about what's available in Season 3 and how can that help me in the best way possible once I enter Season 4. This is particularly important because every season brings new ways to improve your build. It brings new ships, new heroes, and for example new trinkets. There's a lot of stuff that you need to think about, and the more you know beforehand, well, pretty much the better you're going to do. So in Season 3 we have 2 new heroes that we also have to consider here before we get into Season 4. So both Wanda and Obi here, these are the new heroes in Season 3. They are focused on defensive and healing powers, right? So Season 3, the meta kind of shifts you towards having a support ship. So that's why these heroes are there. So also in Season 3 there are 2 new ships available, the Primal Roar and the Sajid. So the important ship to focus on here is the Primal Roar, because this is an epic quality ship that, obviously caters to the 2 heroes available in this season here, because it is a defensive ship. So getting Primal Roar and Obi and Wanda makes sense for Season 3. Now Sajid is focused on artillery, and there's already a ship that does that, so I'm not going to really put a lot of effort into Sajid. I'm also not really putting effort into an artillery build at all, which I'll get into later. But it's worth, thinking about if you have a powerful artillery build, but you're running out of ships to put it on, I guess. But for me, Sajid is not really of much interest, at least at the moment. So why is that? Well, that's because in the end of Season 2 here and upcoming in Season 3, I'm going to be focusing on a strategic damage build and a cutthroat build. So I'm not going to really touch artillery. I do have a few heroes, but that's not really what I want to play around with. So I will focus on a strategic damage build using the Fearless Princess, because that ship is already available, and you can put a full complement of strategic legendary heroes on this ship. So that means that you're going to maximize the strategic damage pretty much from the second you have Fearless Princess and the 3 legendary heroes that work really well with it, which is Griffin, Boa and Molly. So that's pretty much my plan for Season 3. I'm going to max out the defensive ship I already talked about with Obi and Wanda, and then I'm going to max out my offensive ship as well, and my whole build here with the 3 heroes and everything that's required, including trinkets and all that stuff. So I'm going to focus on strategic damage and cutthroat damage throughout Season 3, and of course a defensive build on the side. That's not really the point of this video though. So why strategic damage? Well, that is because in Season 4 we are getting a new legendary ship, and it is the Orochi. And this ship specializes in boosting strategic damage. So obviously if you already got a really good strategic damage build that you've invested heavily in using the Fearless Princess and the legendary heroes from Season 1, 2 and also 3, you can move that whole thing onto Orochi, which I'm assuming is a better ship, and you will have a better build without actually having to do much. So if you spend the time in Season 1, 2, 3 on improving your strategic damage build, you can move that whole build to this ship and probably get the best build out there, at least hopefully. So if you watch this channel a lot, you know that I'm planning to invest heavily in a cutthroat build here. This is the one, at least for the moment, that I want. And having that on the sideline and at the same time investing heavily in a strategic build. If you don't already have it, if you already have a strategic build, then you can just take it easy, at least a little bit easier than I have to do, and just wait for the new Orochi legendary ship. But if you don't have the strategic heroes and you don't have a strategic ship other than Fearless Princess, perhaps, at least for me right now where I am in the game, it makes sense for me to aim towards a strategic damage ship. The defensive ship and heroes that's available in Season 3, that's a given. And at the same time working on my cutthroat build. So after that, I'm going to have 4 ships: blazing, cutthroat, strategic, and defensive. So that's my plan. So to maximize your strategic build, you need to start thinking about picking up heroes like, for example, Molly here, because she's a jack of all trades, and she will make that build a lot easier for you to complete. So Molly is a legendary hero, so she's hard to get, right? Well, not really, because if you complete the rogue part and you have enough rogue coins, 6,000, you can actually buy a box that will allow you to select Molly, and that's how I am planning to get her. So of course, like, Molly will require some work, but she's definitely, you can get her without putting too much effort into it. So for a full strategic damage build, you will need Fearless Princess, obviously, and then you should switch that for Orochi once we get that far in the game. And Griffin as the captain, Boa as the first mate, and then Molly in the gunner position. But like I said, Molly is jack of all trades, so you can use her in any position if you have to. But this is the ideal build when it comes to legendary heroes for a strategic damage build. So this is what I'm aiming for. I only have Boa at the moment, so I still have some work to do, but I mean, I have a whole season in Season 3 to do it, so it should be easy enough. And like I said, at the same time, work on a defensive build, which should be fairly easy. Alright, so let's look at the teasers for the heroes for Season 4 here. So the first one has been revealed as a Chizuru, at least that's how I suppose it's pronounced. And she is a first mate that specializes in artillery. So pretty much the same as Sharky. Now she could probably be better, but there's already a hero that does this, so for me she's not really a priority. So the next hero that's been teased for Season 4 has also been revealed just a few hours ago, and it turns out that his name is Onimusha, and he specializes in cutthroat damage, and he also turns out to be a first mate. Now this is very interesting for me because, like I said earlier, I'm working on a cutthroat build, and to complete the cutthroat build, you need a legendary first mate. It doesn't exist yet, and it looks like we're only getting one in Season 4. So what that means is that once you get to Season 4, you can exchange this, which is currently the best build for cutthroat damage, with Onimusha as the first mate, and you're gonna have a full legendary build, right? So this is what I'm aiming for, and this is, my thoughts on Season 4, including Season 3, and, what I'm going to aim for. Of course, your goals could be different, but let me know in the comments if they are. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you out there, and enjoy the game.